Hey guys, it's John McNamara, host, Ron in Vegas. We're talking local sports, business, real estate with my co-host, Mr.
Rodrigo. Always happy to be here.
Thanks for being on, dude.
Oh, yeah. I missed your little introduction, bro.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I got to see it live.
A whole
in person.
week.
Yeah.
You missed the hypey.
No, I missed it. I tried to do it in Spanish last week and did not work out.
No. I watched a little bit, but I had no idea what the heck you were talking about.
Yeah,
So
I don't blame it. I was actually very proud of it, except for the beginning. I feel like just that exact intro caught me off guard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's funny because I rehearsed it in Spanish, but that was a little hiccup, and then I was pretty
That's funny.
happy with the rest of the episode.
I was thinking about the way over. I actually kind of rehearse it before we do our pods. Knock on wood. I haven't screwed up the intro yet, but I'm due because I think we're like on episode 30 something.
Yeah,
So
well, I'm surprised, bro. After a week, you start forgetting things.
I remember everything.
Too long. I start chanting it as part of.
My mind's like a steel trap.
You gotta start chanting it as part of your script practice, bro.
I think so. It works. All right, we got a fun podcast today. We're talking UNLV football.
Ooh.
We're talking real estate market in the fall predictions.
Whoa.
We call it Fall Madness.
Fall madness.
Yeah, kind of like, it's just the opposite of March Madness.
Yeah. We have madness every quarter.
These are actually, and I love having guests on, but these are actually like our fun pods because we get to talk local sports, talk about what's going on in the real estate market locally, give really good information out. So yeah, let's start off.
Yeah.
UNLV football.
Ooh.
They played Houston, dominated, 27-7, and they were up 27-0.
Yeah.
Going into the fourth quarter, the backups came on, gave up the touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they had shut them out, it would have been the first shutout since 2007.
Oh, wow.
And then it would have been like the first road shutout since like the 80s or something like that.
Wow. It would have been probably the first ever opener shutout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a really, it was interesting.
Yeah.
Don't want to, toot my own horn here, but I did make the prediction that UNLV would be Houston.
You win. It's funny. Houston was favored by 3.5 points. I think I texted you 3.5 points. So that's a little bit over a field goal.
Yeah.
So that gave me the inclination like it's going to be a tight game prior to the game starting. And a lot of the public felt that it was a trap. It was a trap. They were trying to the line was trying to get people on UNLV, and then for Houston just to come in and blow us out. So it's funny how that worked out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting, and I think it was a trap game just because a combination of things, and one of the reasons I predicted Houston in the beginning wasn't so much that I thought UNLV was as good as they were, and I thought they were going to be better this year. Mm-hmm. Turns out, I think they're way better now. You and I made I think I picked 7 wins. You picked 9 wins. I think you have a better chance of getting that than I do now. Just in CBS Sports Power Rankings for Group of 5, UNLV is ranked number 1 right now. But yeah, there's a combination of things with Houston game. They have a brand new coach. He's from Tulane. He did a great job over Tulane. That's a really tough place to win at. They have academic standards.
Yeah.
But I think they won a couple American conference titles over there. They beat USC on a major bowl game. So that coach is legit.
Wow.
And this is his first year.
Yeah.
But the one thing I thought would be tight is the starting quarterback for Houston. I mean, he's got the size, the speed, the arm. I mean, they were talking like this guy has NFL potential.
Okay.
And he just got dominated.
Yeah.
Like that was, I don't know if he's bad or UNLV's that good.
No, I think it was the defense, man. The defense was just having fun out there. And I think that has kind of been the theme that we've been discussing prior to the season starting.
Yep.
the whole organization is just having fun. They're really intentional with each other, right?
Yeah.
And I felt like I saw that. They demonstrated that, of course, through the defense and the offense, but mostly through the defense, since the defense kind of took over.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys been watching some previous pods, we did some like breakdowns, predictions, some off-season news, UNLV, complete overhaul of the defense.
Yeah.
Bring in top talent. The top guys from that game were Jackson Woodard. He had 11 tackles, 3 sacks, played at Arkansas, SEC team. The second player of the game was Jalen Catalon. 2 interceptions, 1 interception for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Batted the ball up. It was just incredibly impressive.
Yeah. Was that the pick six?
That was pick 6.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Yeah, and that's okay. So that kid is from Texas.
Okay.
So another SEC, former player. So Odom has just done an amazing job bringing up top talent, which I always notice it tends to work better when you get kids from power conferences. You bring them down, they tend to project better. Once in a while, the FCS kids can play. They can kind of go up a level, but they don't always necessarily end up being superstars. So,
Yeah.
But Barry Odom, enjoy this season, guys, because I would love Barry to be here forever. But hopefully it's our last season because he continues to dominate. And right now, they're the number 1 G5 school. So
Yeah. So what were some highlights? I know I caught most of the game, kind of towards the end. Most of the second half. So were you able to watch it at home or?
yeah, I watched the whole game.
Yeah.
So my takeaways from the game, I don't know if you have takeaways, but my top takeaways were defense by far. I've been watching football, UNLV football, 15 years. This is by far the most impressive defensive game I've ever seen with UNLV. And I've seen some FCS games where they've allowed like 14 points and we had a good game against a lower level team. Houston's a level up. I don't know if a lot of folks know this, but Houston moved to the Big 12 this year. They have great facilities. They have a rich history of basketball and football.
Yeah.
A lot of money with the Houston programs. And for them to just, not only, they weren't home, they're away, Power 4, big, with a lot of Texas talent, those kids can play. And they dominated. I mean, there was no whiff of anything from Houston until the backups came in.
Yeah.
So, and I think they just kind of lit up and let them have a touchdown, mercy a little bit. But
Oh, for sure. I think so. It was like their home turf, right? Hey, we just want to get back on the bus safely, so go ahead. Yeah.
So defense was really impressive. I'm excited about it because I did think the defense, I know we've talked about it before, I really did think the defense was going to take a step forward. I think it took like 2 steps forward. And defense wins championships. So they're going to be in, maybe not the Kansas game, but every other game, they have the potential to win those games. I'm not predicting them to have 11 wins, but so it's really interesting how good defense. I'm not sure on the offense. Houston might have a good defense or not. It looked good. My other takeaway was running the game looks great. The running backs they're bigger. Michael Allen, I think he's like 220 pounds from NC State.
Wow.
He ran the ball like 10 times, averaged 6.5 yards for the game. Greg Burrell, shout out to him. He's a local kid. I believe he's from Desert Pines, off the top of my head. And then Kyron James, I think he's from Central Arkansas. He played a big role. So we have bigger running backs. And the one thing I took out of the quarterback, I think we may have taken a step back this year for the passing game. But Sluka, awesome athlete.
Yeah.
He is 6'3", 220 pounds, and they were just doing RPOs all day. He could do whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
Every time, he's got great vision. I mean, every time he would be patient, he would see that hole, boom, he would go, and he would get hit like 3 yards in, and he would push the pile 5-7 yards. So I think we're going to play a lot more tough, run the ball football this year. I don't see us like chucking it 300 yards a game like we did last year. I think it's a change in, I don't know if it's a change in philosophy, but it's going to look different this year. We're not going to be slinging it all day because I think we're just going to ground and pound. So, because if the defense looks that good, you just run out the ball.
Yeah.
So those are some of my takeaways. A couple other things. Shout out to, I think it's Ben Carrera. He played at Bishop Gorman. He's a true freshman. I saw him on the field a lot at linebacker, so that I thought that was interesting. Any true freshman that is playing day one is usually a good sign that they're going to be good.
Yeah.
And then the other one was Jaden Bradley. I don't know if you noticed him. He caught like 2 passes for like 60 yards or something like that. The kid is 6'4". He's huge. And they were just chucking it down the field to him. So I think he's going to be a good vertical threat for us. Another option where we already have really good receivers. I think he made like a drop or something there. But either way, he looks like he is going to be a weapon for this offense.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 27 points. That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good rally for the offense as well. So, and UNLV held Houston, so 2 out of 15 on third down.
Yeah.
So that was impressive, especially like you said, Houston being at home, us being away.
Yeah.
Yeah, first game on the road. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it was a great start. It could not have, honestly. I guess the offense could have been more impressive. Maybe we have taken a little bit of a step back offensively. I don't know. I think it's probably going to be about the same, give or take. Maybe a half step back. The defense just looks like incredible right now. So we'll see. It's game 1. Houston might be really, really bad. So you can't make a prediction off that. So let's dive into that.
Let's fast forward. Yeah. So I guess Utah Tech this Saturday at home. They're predicting a big blowout for for UNLV. So something in like the 43-5, even though you can't get.
We're getting a safety. I love it. Prediction of safety right here.
There you go, 43-5. Final score.
Make that bet.
Quote me.
43-5.
No, but I look to see. Usually with college football, even though it's till the weekend, they usually have the line spreads out already by now, but they did not have one for UNLV, which usually inclines that it's going to be a heavy heavy favorite. So I can see, what would you say, like at minus 20 in the 20s?
Oh man, I would take that all day. I think they're going to blow them out by 40 points.
Utah Tech just got blown out too in their first.
Who did they play?
It's a big.
Well, either way.
Yeah.
I think that game is going to be a blowout. I would say probably like 52-7. I mean, they're going to get points, because the backups will come in.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's 40-7. I don't think Barry necessarily I haven't seen Barry run up scores. I think he just tries to win. So I can see us getting up and then just like milking the clock.
Yeah.
Either way, we got Kansas next Friday. What do you got for prediction?
Well, Kansas just started off their season with a big win. So I think on this one, I said Kansas would take it. So let's hope we can battle it out. I think, having a good starting win, then Utah, if we can just keep that momentum, keep that confidence rolling into Kansas.
Yeah.
It will be helpful. But yeah, Kansas, it's a big question.
Yeah. Kansas to me was by far the hardest game on the schedule. I think that is like the one game we have a very minimal chance unless we win we win the turnovers 3-0. Quarterback goes down or something. But the backup quarterback came in last year in the bowl game, just absolutely annihilated us. So I can't imagine where we win that game. What I'm really hoping for is it's a close, competitive game.
Yeah.
And that will tell a lot. Because Kansas is a potential playoff team in college football. Sure. So if we can stick it with them, I think it's going to be more of like a gut test game.
Yeah.
See if we can, and it's in Kansas, so that's going to be tough. I have a loss for that. Fresno State. So they lost, I believe, to Michigan 30-10, which is not a bad loss.
Not a bad loss.
Didn't get blown out at all. Yeah. I think Fresno. I really think it's Boise, Fresno, UNLV, and then I think there's a pretty big drop off in the Mountain West after that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of predicting now. I can't say kind of, but I originally predicted, I believe, a loss for this game. They have a senior quarterback. We just don't beat Fresno, but I'm going to predict that we beat them now, just because of how impressive. this last win was. So, and I believe you picked them to win in our
Yeah.
prediction show. So,
Yeah, I'll have to go back on that show. But yeah, all of a sudden now you want to, jump on the winning side. I don't blame you, bro. There's always enough room on this side. Come on.
it's a long season. Yeah, so we
No,
made
we'll
a
see.
bet. 9 or more wins, you win.
Well, I think the over under was 8, right?
Right.
Okay, so yeah,
You have the over.
But
you
we
can't get 8.5
did
wins.
say if they sit at that flat 8 that I would take the win.
No, we did not say that. We did not say
We're
that.
gonna have to go back.
Oh
and,
my God. No, I took
check
it
the
because you said, oh my
No,
God.
for sure. I'm pretty positive we
No.
said that on the pod.
You
so-
took the over of 8.
Yeah, and we said 8 or
Over.
more.
If
So
you take
it
the
could be
over,
8.
that's 9.
No.
You
Like,
can't
I
get
got
8.5
the 8.
wins.
Man, see? Are you getting scared? Scared mentality.
Oh my
It's all
God.
good.
Well, either way,
I'm confident.
I think there's a better chance to get 9 wins than 7 wins now. So I think
Yeah.
either way, I think you made a better prediction than I did. And so my prediction changes. Obviously, the Fresno game. I'm gonna have it reversed now too because I picked us to beat Cuse. I think we're actually gonna lose to Cuse. I forgot they had a transfer from Ohio State come in, and they played really well last week. Either way, I am really excited to see that game because that kid looks like he has NFL talent. The Boise game, I don't know if you saw it. Genty, the running back for Boise State, he had like 6 touchdowns.
Oh wow, no, I didn't.
Oh, he went off.
Oh man.
But the interesting, they played Georgia Southern, I believe, which is a like a Sun Belt team. It's not like a terrible program by any means. I think they play in Atlanta. It was like 56-42. So the offense looks great. The defense looks bad.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to change my prediction on that. I think originally I had them to lose to Boise. I think they're going to actually do very well in the conference. I could see them pulling it out against Boise now because we have a defense. But that either way, that's going to be a shootout, I think. I think that's going to be a really fun game to go to. That's going to be the game of the year, I think, because that could come down to who's going to the Mountain West Championship right there.
For sure. Actually, now that you mentioned it, I did catch that Boise's game late last weekend, and yeah, they were not looking that great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting
They
because
were-
Boise State's always been known to play really good defense, have a good running game. Once in a while, they kind of have a good quarterback.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's flipped,
Right.
which is interesting,
Well, I agree with you. They had offense. There's no defense. So they
Yeah.
were both just coming at each other. That's why the score was so high, right?
Yeah.
Both sides. So.
I'll always pick defense. So we'll see, though. I'm excited. We're going to game.
No, it's going to be
So-
exciting game. So
We'll be there. All right, so let's dive into UNLV basketball.
Oh.
The non-con is officially released. We got Alabama State, Memphis, Omaha, Pepperdine, New Mexico State, Attorney in Phoenix. I think it's Thanksgiving weekend, so that'll be fun to watch on TV. First game's Mississippi State, and then we play the winner or loser of Butler or Northwestern. At Creighton, Pacific, at Dayton, UC Riverside. What do you think of the schedule?
I mean, in a cold to hot scale, I would say it's the medium. It's like that mild.
Yeah.
It's got some good hitters. Some, Omaha.
Omaha.
They even play basketball over there.
Apparently. So, yeah, I kind of feel the same. I think, because here's the thing, the best games are away. So it's kind of, for being a UNLV basketball fan, it's disappointing because I think the only game really at home is Memphis. And I think that's like, so that game looks good. New Mexico State has a really good program, but
Yeah.
it's not like,
Yeah,
I'm not going to go out
tier.
away for that game either.
for sure.
The tournament looks great. At Creighton, at Dayton, love that. So I think like the strength of schedule is solid, but not good for UNLV fans. I think
Yeah.
it's not going to get really exciting for us until the home games when San Diego State and the New Mexicos come to town and the Renos
Yeah.
and the Boise State looks really good this year for basketball. So yeah, I kind of feel meh too on it.
Mild.
Yeah, but we'll be out there.
Yeah. of
What
course.
games? What do you think?
Well, like you said, all the good games are away. So, I mean, man,
Yeah.
this is a tough one, but maybe we'll go to Omaha. just to see what that team is about.
I think we have a friend in Omaha.
I think they're.
We know a couple. We know a couple realtors out in Omaha.
Shout out Johnny.
Yes, sir.
Always missing the role play. You didn't hear that from me.
I was going to call him too. I'm not calling you now, Johnny.
You didn't hear it from me, Johnny.
At him right now.
I hope you're watching this, Johnny. And if you are, I love you, man.
All right. So something big really happened the other day.
Oh.
Between the Pac-2 and the Mountain West. They have a schedule agreement for this year for football, by the way. Brief analysis. Basically, the Pac is all the teams have left except for Oregon State and Washington State.
Yeah.
They have solid football programs. And it's now the Pac-2. And they came into agreement with the Mountain West for $14 million for this year to be able to play 6 Mountain West games with them. They're not officially in the conference or anything, but to have games to play. So which is kind of fun because we have at Oregon State this year, which will be a fun game to watch.
Yeah.
And I think we actually have a chance in that game too. We'll talk about that later. But so they did not come into an agreement for 2025-2026 season. So I think it's starting to, we all kind of, we talked on this pod, because everybody's talking about a merger between those two teams, Mountain West. I never really thought that was going to happen. I think the Pac is going to poach the Mountain West to take their best teams. So we're starting to see it happen. Does it happen this year? Does it happen next year? And basically what it came down to, if you just do the math, they gave $14 million for, which is basically a little over $1 million for every Mountain West team. But for 6 games, you're basically paying over $2 million. And then they were getting 3 home, 3 away. So it doesn't actually make any sense if you really think about it from the Pac. So I can understand. I guess they wanted to pay less because they probably panicked, wanted to make sure they had something in place. But the dominoes are starting to fall for a potential new Pac. So who do you think in the Pac they're going to poach?
Well, I thought the opposite, to be honest, because it seems like the issues came with the Pac not having enough television viewers or not having enough money for television. Yeah. So teams that had a lot of followers, like USC, UCLA, that's where they left out, right?
Right. Those are the big problems, yeah.
Right. So they have a big following. So I guess, can they poach? I guess if the Mountain West is hurting more than they are, then that would make sense. But I thought it was reversed. I thought it would be opposite, that the Pac-12 would just, vanish.
Yeah, I think this is my prediction because I think Oregon State and Washington State, they actually have solid football programs, but they're, in terms of football, there is a massive difference in potential in terms of football from the Mountain West. There's this top 6, and then there's kind of it's Wyoming, and then everybody else is kind of FCS borderline.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's a good point.
So my prediction is this will be fun. Over the next year. It's going to be not in any particular order, but UNLV, Boise, San Diego State, Colorado State, Air Force, Fresno State. I think it's going to be an 8-team league. The predictions are if they just do those 8, their TV revenue I think would be 10 to 12 million per team. I think Mountain West gets somewhere between 6 and 8 right now per team. So I think what's going to really happen is the top Mountain West teams are going to kind of drop the dead weight, so to speak. Maybe come into a schedule alignment with the Mountain West. So in terms of basketball, I see the Mountain West new Pac potentially kind of maybe taking a step back in terms of basketball. It'll be more concentrated on football.
Yeah,
but it'll be interesting just to see how it all turns out.
Oh, for sure. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. So where were you at last week?
I was at the Tom Ferry Summit.
Ooh, where was that at?
Dallas.
Man, Texas.
I missed you the whole week.
Texas, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me while we on live.
I'm making you blush.
Lie to me outside the camera. Never on the cameras.
Good job holding down the fort. I do appreciate it.
Of course, man. So how was the Tom Ferry Summit? I know it's something that we've done as a team for many years before, so it's always good takeaways. Any top 3 takeaways that you got from that week?
Yeah, there was 2 takeaways, which it kind of leads into our real estate market right now. So I think it's really perfect timing. I know we've talked about this a lot. So per the summit, it's not Tom who said this, but multiple projections from multiple banks, NAR, etc. The predictions are right now that interest rates are going to get cut. Rates are going to be cut twice before the end of the year. The first one's going to be in September. And they're predicting, which I thought was really interesting, 6 to 8 in 2025.
Wow.
So, and our long-term projections of real estate for the next 5 years look very healthy. They predict a 4% nationally appreciation, which is pretty healthy.
Nice.
Typically, if you guys are wondering at home, Las Vegas usually is double whatever the national average is.
Yeah.
So let's say worst case scenario, it appreciates at 4% a year based off median sales price. Your home's going to appreciate $20,000, $30,000 a year. Not bad. Conservatively, right? So that was the big thing. So if you are, because we've seen inventory go up in Las Vegas. Nationally, it has gone up dramatically.
Yeah.
And I think it's a combination of things. People aren't super comfortable with what's going on in the economy right now. I don't think the economy is that bad, but I don't think it's fluffed up as that people thought it was. So it's somewhere in the middle. And we're going to election. So I'm seeing a little bit stall. I know, like on a lot of our listings, we're kind of getting like our 2 to 3 showings a week. But not a lot of offers. Probably every 10 showings, even on rentals, it's like every 10 showings we're maybe getting an offer, an application or something. So, and this is not untypical.
No.
Every 4 years, the market gets slow for 2 months until after the election.
Yeah.
And with this said, though, everything is aligning very well going into 2025 because those buyers and sellers don't go away. They're just on the sidelines, and they're waiting to see who's elected, and then interest rates are most likely coming down.
Yeah.
Realistically, interest rates are going to be in the 5s in 2025. So that's going to help out tremendously. I know when it went down to 6.5 in March this year, the market blew up for like 2 weeks, and then they shot back up.
Yeah.
So I think everything's really aligning. So if you're a buyer, what I would absolutely recommend is if you're really interested, because I hear a lot, we're going to wait after election and everything, do it now. Because there's a combination of things that are going on right now, with compensation, all that has changed to buyer agents. Right now, as a buyer, you kind of have your pick of home.
Yeah.
And you can kind of play the long-term game with these interest rates because you can refi in a year or two. Now looking at how everything is heading, I think it's going to be very more competitive for buyers in 2025, especially in the spring. So the savvy buyers, they're out there right now picking up because they realize what's going on. And I understand. A lot of the people, they watch the news every day. They base it off that, Yeah. And the news is never positive. It's very rare it is, unless it's extreme, right? So I thought that was the big takeaway because I knew they were coming down this year. I didn't realize 6 to 8, and that is like massive.
That's a lot.
It's starting to roll in the positive direction, right? They realize they can't do that anymore. They probably held them up too high for too long.
Yeah.
They wanted either inflation or the job reports, and now they made a miscue on the jobs. I don't know what that's about, but they're coming down probably because of that, right?
Yeah.
So that was takeaway 1. The second takeaway is it was kind of cool. So it was my 20th anniversary in real estate in August.
Oh, congrats, man.
Thank you. When I came into the business, I had joined Mike Ferry coaching. I was part of that program for 4 years. Enjoyed it. Thought it was a great program. Bill Pipes, shout out to you. You were my coach. And at the Tom Ferry retreat, Tom, 20 years ago, I had just left Mike's company. I never saw them work together. And Mike Ferry showed up at Tom's retreat. So it was a full circle moment. It was really cool to see them united in real estate at Tom's seminar. That was big for them. I was glad to see it. And it was just kind of cool. There was a combination of things going on there. And
never thought I would see the day. Tom and Mike.
I know.
On stage.
I know, it was cool. That was cool.
Man.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So-
No, that's awesome. Yeah. It's you know, we've been working with you for 5-6 years now, so we've been very heavily on Tom and Mike, but they have never crossed paths. So.
Yeah. I think they did like one talk with each other, third party, like 7 years ago. And they're
Not even in the same room.
no. That's why I
On
assume.
speakerphone, yeah.
But guys, we're gonna wrap this up. Thanks to best co-host in the business, Mr. Rodrigo. And guys, it's Ron Vegas, John McNamara. Guys, take care of yourselves today.